Another spot or beside it. I really can't just stay in the same spot all the time. Though the other two were different, I think about you guys. I'm such a nice guy. Don't you guys think? Yeah? No? Now this discussion, this one really itches my tits. Like really. Now, we have all kinds of different people in this world. We are all different in terms of our interests. So in other words, you look for certain things in certain guys or girls. But now on this topic, guys. So yes, I'm referring to you girls. Now, before you girls decide to pop a hernia, it's my dad going, bye dad. Don't forget to buy me presents, eh? Really? Shot. Anyway, now girls, I understand that every one of you are different in terms of what you look for in a guy. That's fine with me. But now I'm talking about the majority. So I'm not saying every single one of you do this, but from what I've seen, heard of, anything you can think of. So just to get straight to the topic, before I start tripping balls, what I would like to talk about today is about gentlemen versus bad boys. Now, let's analyze for one moment. If we look at the gentlemen, these are guys who have respect for basically every single person that they come across. Not just girls, but everyone else. So parents, people, friends, all that jazz. They have morals. They live by certain customs that are not frowned upon conventionally today. But now, focusing particularly towards girls, gentlemen are guys who treat girls with the respect that every girl would actually desire. For example, they would open the door for you and let you go first, pull the chair away and let you sit down and get comfortable. And things like in movies, though, yeah, that really happens, but let's just analyze. They would even take their coat while walking down the street. And they see a puddle to cross the street, they throw their jacket, their bloody jacket, in the puddle to let you go past. Or to not let your shoes get wet that you probably bought 2 days ago. Basically, a gentleman is a man. A guy who is just the most respectable person you can come across. Now, bad boy. Now, what I mean by bad boys, I'm not talking about criminals. I'm talking about, well, other words could be jocks, popular guys, attractive guys, and all those kinds of things. But basically, bad boys, which is the word that I'm using, bad boys are guys that only have one thing in mind. And it's definitely not to be respectful 24/7. These guys are people who would do anything to gain popularity to such an extent that the girls would do anything to get their attention, whether to hang out with them, to date them, or even to sleep with them, just to get that popularity from the rest. My view of bad boys are guys who don't have the morals of respect. They don't have that because they feel that they can get whoever they want, whenever they want, as they please. Now, done with definitions, the one thing that really makes me wonder is girls always seem to go for the guys that are just bad. Just because, maybe because the way they dress, the way they express themselves, so they could be very funny, or they say things that just click your mind. And because of that, the girls would just go for them because of that. Whereas gentlemen, they are very nice to them, they treat them with respect, they do all the things that defines a gentleman. But, now this is the strange thing, most girls nowadays, if they had to choose, wait, let's create a scenario. Let's just say a very beautiful girl, actually any girl, knows these two guys who rock up in the same bar, and she first meets the gentleman, being very nice, partaking in good conversation, generally just getting along very well. So always fine and dandy and dampen in sunshine. Then bad boy comes in, looking all fine on top. And he just simply talks about things that could possibly connect just to him. Though his choice of words are very good, but his desired outcome is very different to that of the gentleman. And the girl has to choose who she would like to join. And generally speaking, the girl would somehow go for the bad boy. And the gentleman would be humble about it. He wouldn't go and slit his wrist, cut his throat, or speak about it on Facebook, or whatever the case might be. No, he'd be nice. And the girl would just go with him. And let's just say he gets lucky. And she enjoyed herself after communicating over WhatsApp or iMessage or any form of instant messaging. She obviously likes him quite a bit and would like to, progress in the relationship. And Mr. Bad Boy decides, nah, you bore me. Next lady for a shave. And then the girl's all upset, and then she has to start all over again. Now, girls, I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, but I'd like you to answer this question for me. And this is something that is generally spoken of nowadays. And that's, why do the nice guys always come last? If you have a justifiable reason for this happening, I would love to hear it. But getting to the point is that we all have friends who are girls, whom you wouldn't necessarily want to go any further in a relationship. In other words, just to stay friends. And generally you would have conversations with them and maybe ask them, if there's any guy that they're seeing or whatever the case might be. And you would generally ask your friends, what do you look for in a guy? And girls would say almost instinctively that he must be tall, dark, handsome, have a hot body, must love children, must be a gentleman, must have respect, and all those kinds of things. And it's funny how they desire these kind of things and they come across one, and then someone else rocks up who's not a gentleman or doesn't have that kind of vibe yet, and they go for them. I've seen so many videos on YouTube, just for shits and giggles, where I type in, why do nice guys come last? And they actually say the same thing that I'm pretty much saying. And most of them would say that girls, they still need time to grow up. Now don't start a whole bloody protest, come to my house and parade around it, and then you want to kill me, or hang me, or stab me, or behead me. Why do you think I'm talking about it? If this wasn't a problem, then why talk about it? To conclude, I was raised in this family of mine in the right schools where they taught me things, especially being a man, where respect, decency, compassion is important. And that's what every person needs. And I wonder about those girls who simply scratch the gentleman out of the picture and then just go for those kind of guys who definitely don't have that kind of mindset. Then they get heartbroken and they cry and they ask, why did this happen to me? Why does he like me? I thought he was the one. Sozzles. But I feel that every girl, whether they are young or when they're much older, eventually they'll make that choice, the right choice, where they will go for a guy who is a gentleman. They are victorious in the end. And I feel that this is something that I should just express to you girls. And just to tell you that the next time you meet a guy, think about the future, not that moment. Because I know you have certain thoughts in your mind when you're in that situation. But just take a moment and just think about the future. But that's my video for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The girls, please don't kill me. Please feel free, especially the girls, please feel free to express your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, basically anything regarding gentlemen versus bad boys, and what you feel is the whole vibe regarding that. And to answer my question, why do nice guys always come last? Choose your words very carefully. But till then, bugger off!